Welcome back to the channel, everyone. And today we'll be reacting to part 2 of the Satisfactory gameplay series from Let's Game It Out. This is called This Factory Exists to Make You Question Life. We watched the first one, and at first I was a little confused why everyone wanted me to watch it. But by the end, I understood. Let's Game It Out is insane. And when, from what I understand, it wasn't that, what he did in the first episode wasn't that crazy. A lot of people do similar things, not to that extent usually, but but yeah, I can assume it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And what's interesting about this game is I know there's no creative mode, or rather there is now, but not when these videos came out. So if they get crazier and crazier and crazier, the amount of time required to do 3-second clips is going to be insane. So yeah, let's get into it. This is part 2. And yeah, I don't know which update we're on, but let's find out.
Welcome back to Let's Game It Out. I am Josh, and we are doing more Satisfactory today. To catch you up, if you haven't seen the last episode, all you really need to do is look at this mess here. This is one of them assembly line games where you find efficient ways to extract minerals and then process them, or in my case...
So I wonder if he takes breaks in between games. Like maybe he'll play a game and then he'll stop for like playing for like a few months and play different games. Because from what I understand, based off of his video upload, is he basically chooses one game to do a video on, puts 6 to 25 hours into the game, and then moves on to a different game, and then he comes back to it later. So it's not like he uploads 8 different Satisfactory videos in a row. He'll do like one every 6 to 8 months, and then same for every other game he puts out. Which makes sense. It causes less burnout. So, yeah.
Case, do it in the dumbest way possible. The overall goal, I think, is that we are trying to build a space elevator. Last time we got some of the way there. We finished off all of Tier 0, and now we're moving on to Tier 1 and 2, which is going to allow us to do all kinds...
Okay, so it looks like in this case, he picked up right where he left it, and this was several months after his first video, so...
The fun stuff like utility stuff and logistics stuff. But look at that. After we unlock these 2 tiers, that's when the space elevator begins. And obviously, that's when the fun begins. Each milestone to unlock, we have to get the materials down below where it says milestone cost. It's stuff that we've made before.
The first time you see that space elevator, they did a good job of how the game builds it. They should kind of force your perspective up. That'd be pretty interesting.
Or iron plates, iron rods, wire. The goal we're gonna set is for this one because it gives us a conveyor splitter and a conveyor merger, which I think is gonna be really helpful. Here's how we're gonna get that stuff. We have these machines doing all the work for us. They get power from here. It goes on over to this machine here, which is mining iron ore. Sends it down this conveyor belt into this next machine. This machine melts it down. It sends the beautiful piles of ingots to the next machine, and this thing constructs what I ask it to. In this case, it's these iron plates, and all the plates are then collected into this container. We're doing the same thing for copper over at this abomination here. Whoa, what is that? Whoa, get away from my stuff, dude. Oh, also, we're on an alien planet. So once again, things don't need to be as crazy as I made this. So while we could make everything streamlined like I have the iron stuff, we're probably gonna make everything crazy like this, or crazier. Hopefully crazier. Okay, let's unlock logistics here. Give it 500 copper wire, 200 pipe,
it's actually pretty useful for exploring the map.
Sheets of metal. Here we go. Ready for launch. Launch pod. All right, push. Where are you going? Wait, where are you going? Pod will return in 2.5 minutes. The good news is I can now make these conveyor splitters and these conveyor mergers. Oh, here it comes again. Welcome back. Where did you go? Looking at the milestone cost for all these things, they're all the same. It's just plating and pipes and copper. We can do this super fast, actually. All we really need to do is just gather the supplies, then we're all good. Which means we need to make our stuff with peak efficiency. I noticed that the smelter here, when the iron ore gets to it, it starts to pile up. I mean, you can just look at it and see that the ore is coming in at a faster rate than these things are coming out. So we're gonna split this off, give it 2 machines. First, let's put down another smelter. We're gonna put a conveyor splitter down. I guess right about here, why not? All right, connect the conveyor belt. And now we're gonna send the ore. One goes here, and the other goes here. And they kind of clip through each other, because that's the kind of operation we're running here.
Man, that would
and then for our little storage guy, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna split that off too. We're gonna give it the conveyor merger. I'll put a second constructor down. Kind of horrible looking.
You gotta use platforms. That's what foundations are for. You have them on your bar down below. But no,
like that. Connect
Nope.
this conveyor belt to there. Okay, now we have 2 things of ingots coming out like that. And then connect this to that, and this to that.
Oh
and the
man, I
side
loved it
that
when
all
blueprints
pops
came out.
of will go into the storage thingy. But in the process of adding all of this stuff, I appear to be tripping a fuse, which if I just pull this thing, it's like, okay, and then it just kind of trips again over
Yeah,
and
you need
over.
more
So we're
power.
gonna have to add another source of power here, which is the biomass burner. We'll go ahead and put this eyesore up here. There it is.
Apparently, they're finally making a conveyor belt version of this for a release in 1.0. So that's going to be great because that was the most annoying thing in the world.
Flying into existence. Nothing's being
Mods
tripped anymore.
created a
Everything's
version of it
working
that was
as
really good,
intended.
but,
and now what we've got is we've got 2 machines here
mods
putting
don't
out
work on
ingots.
servers
We've got
yet.
2 machines putting out these little iron thingies. Great. Next milestone we're going to do is utility because it gives us biofuel, the most energy efficient form of biomass. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, bye.
Okay, so biofuel is useful. I don't know if you got it this early. I think they changed it up. I think it's more useful now because how it works with like the jetpack. So it has different burn rates now between that and like the turbo fuel and whatnot. So I think they changed it in update 7. Maybe it was update 8. I don't remember. But yeah, it's more useful because it used to be just kind of worthless.
Okay, now what I do is I take all the leaves I collected, I turn it into biomass, and I take that biomass and I turn it into biofuel, and then I take all that
Okay, so I don't think you could do that. That must have changed when pipes were done, because biofuel is not a part of the early game, to my knowledge. I'm pretty sure you can't do that until at least liquids is unlocked, because you have to unlock plastic. It must be completely different now.
fuel, and I just shove it into these machines here. Here, take it. Because we have such efficient machines now, we have all the materials we need to just keep on going, so we're gonna select the milestone personal storage, give it all the materials it wants, and live life to its fullest. All right, fantastic.
simple
We can
back
build
then.
personal storage boxes. They did already give us one, but more is always better. Can I just put it on the other one? Okay, well, let's put it second best place, just kind of out there in the open for everyone to enjoy. And now we're gonna select the last thing of tier 1, launch again. That takes care of all of tier 1. Moving on to tier 2. Wait a minute, I can just build the space elevator now? Look at that, the stuff it needs isn't even that hard. We'll get that. Okay, new objective, we need to get that space elevator placed ASAP. So to make the space elevator, we're gonna need 500 concrete. To do that, we're gonna need something called limestone. We have a space to get it here, and I have these little portable miners set up right here,
Build a
but
real
they
miner,
require
dude.
some babysitting, so we're just gonna pick these guys up, and we're gonna put down one of the big ones. There it is, look at that, place it right there. Ta-da! And we'll go
That's
ahead
where
and
you
connect
should have
power
built your,
from there to there.
Should have built your base down there. It's much flatter, and you can organize things better. And what am I talking about? This is a Let's Game It Out video.
So if our limestone mining
It's
thingy
not
is right
crazier, it
here,
doesn't
and
seem
our
to be worth
facility
it,
is
right?
right up there, probably the smartest thing to do is connect a
Yeah,
conveyor
okay.
belt here that just goes straight up there, similar to where the power line is. But we're not gonna do that. What we're gonna do is aim it the other direction and have some fun. Let's see, we're gonna just...
Was this before they made the I was gonna say lifters, but that's not what they're called. Like there's a conveyor
Take it
belts that
over
go straight
here,
up. The
and we're
vertical
gonna
conveyor
put it
belts. I
right
forgot what they're
there,
called.
ramp it right there like so. Okay, it's a good start. Basically, I want to get up there. I think we
This
can
is
do
gonna
it.
take
Hey, good
50
news,
minutes.
if you vaporize whatever was beneath it, you can just have this thing floating in midair, just like God intended. Okay, looks
Yeah,
like it's flowing as needed.
there's a lot of
All the ore
interesting
just
things you
comes
can do
right
with
over
that.
here, then it hangs out on this water slide for a while. What do you think, dude? You think it's peak efficiency? So once you get past this part
Wow.
over here, it comes on over here, and because I hate myself, I went ahead and put the smelter right here, floating in midair.
I didn't know you could do that. Like, I knew you could do conveyor belts kind of like that, but I didn't know you could make a smelter float. I guess it makes sense because you can delete entire platforms below everything, but that thought never even crossed my mind on it being viable. That could be interesting. You could actually make, like, factories, like, hidden up in the sky. They're, like, just floating. That's a thought. I didn't even think this was possible. I don't know why.
Air uncomfortably. Funny story, turns out we can't smelt limestone yet. I'm sure that'll unlock shortly, I hope.
You don't smelt limestone. It's just you build it through the constructor. It's miner to constructor directly. That's fair, though. I mean, that kind of makes
But until then, this thing is unfortunately jammed. So what I'm going to do temporarily is put a storage container up here.
Okay, so the upside of that is that means Let's Game It Out wasn't playing this in advance, most likely. So it's not like he kind of like pre-recorded this and then kind of went through a re-recording of this, because he would have realized that you just need a constructor and split the constructor off into multiple things to turn it into your cement or concrete. So that's cool. That's a nice little touch, because you know, a lot of gameplay like this is faked.
We're gonna remove this part of the conveyor belt, and we're gonna add a conveyor belt going right into the storage container there. So at least we'll be collecting all of this limestone in the meantime. Oh, and in case you're wondering, it takes about 12 minutes for the ore to get from start to finish. Okay, so let's
12 minutes, huh? Jeez. You can just split it off into like 4. Let's see, if it's a normal node, it's probably 2 for a normal node. Pure node 4 to, it depends on the belt speed too, though. So yeah, there's a whole bunch. You can technically do like 16 constructors for cement if you're on like a pure node with max overclock. It's probably higher, actually.
Let's go ahead and unlock the color gun now, as always.
Okay, that's not even in existence anymore. That ended, update 5 maybe? Maybe update 6. You used to use all these stupid pedals that you found everywhere for it. Now they're basically worthless because you
is just hand over all the things at once and launch that bad boy into space. Bye, have a good trip. All right, I gotta build me this color gun. Gimme. Here we go. Color gun, color gun, color gun, color gun. There it is, my color gun.
It looks way cooler than it does now.
Ooh, 3 shades of pink. He's still my heart. Let's go with the dark pink. And obviously, no color gun is complete without color cartridges. Ta-da! It's like a paintball gun. Well, it looks like a paintball gun because it pretty much is a paintball gun. So, wow, okay.
Okay, so I actually like the color gun a lot better than what they do currently. Because currently you can change the entire factory's color scheme, which is great when you're on your own world. But when you're on like a server world and someone accidentally changes your entire color scheme from your factory with one click by accident, it's super annoying. So let's say you've like color coded everything in the factory, and then someone gets online later and they're like, oh, I need to change one item in my factory. And they'll change every color across the entire world by clicking the wrong button. So that's really dumb. Hate that. And you can block it, I think, but you have to block it like at a base level to where they can't change even colors on their side, so it's even more annoying. I wish you could just block the full world color change. The color gun was
everything
a
and it
great
just changes
idea.
color. I like it. Now, a smart person would use this stuff to color code things, but right now I'm just doing it for funsies. How far can this reach? Can I hit this guy way over here?
Should be able to,
oh,
yeah.
Next, we're gonna work on obstacle clearing because it gives us a chainsaw. All right, let's go use it on. Oh, I need fuel. Let's
Oh, the chainsaw looks so much different now.
just go take it from our machine. I can't wait. There we go.
I actually like it better
All right,
in the
let's go
old
try this
style.
guy out. Can I use it on my own buildings? It won't let you use it on your own stuff. Oh, but this all looks promising. Come here. Yep. Carve right through. Okay. There.
There's a mod you can download called like the Super Chainsaw, and it hits like a 2-mile radius and just destroys everything in it.
I like that it just kind of blows up. What about these guys? Can I do it to these guys too? Yep.
Just like hits everything around it.
Okay. Thankfully, he leaves his right hand free to continue to just swipe leaves at the same time he runs around. Oh, you want some? Is it go time? Yeah. Come here. You want a piece of this? I don't think you can fight with this thing, which is most unfortunate.
You're gonna
Wow.
die.
That really makes a lot of wood, doesn't it? So I'm just waiting on my production to make enough stuff so we can unlock the rest of the tiers. But while we do that, I have another project we're going to work on. We have over here 3 ore deposits, and we're going to add those into our factory. So let's get
those are the 3 iron, or I think it's 4 actually, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. There might be 3 there. Those are the normal iron ore deposits that everyone starts with. I don't know how you skip that whole section, but these are usually the best ones to start with because it's all flat ground.
this stuff out of the way first. Okay, so that exposes 1 and 2 and 3. We're gonna put these miners on them.
3.
There
Maybe
we go.
they added
There's
a
one of
4th.
them. There's the second one. There's the third one. There's all 3 of them. Okay, so hold on this for a second. We're gonna add some more
swear there's
production
a 4th
stuff.
one.
Man, this is a lot of running though. This going back and forth is getting real tiresome. So I think it's
It's a good location though because there's two concrete ones. While they're both impure nodes, I think the 2 help out, and then there's copper right around the outside. So it's a real good place where you could sit there for hours and honestly never explore anywhere.
time to unlock the
I've
jump
never
pads.
used the
jump
jump pads.
come to me. So like if I want to get over
I don't know
here
why. I've
quick,
just never
I'm
used them.
assuming that
They're
means
not
I just take a jump
very
pad and
useful.
put it right here like that. Do I just jump on this and yep, here we go. Oh, you know, I really didn't think about this.
Yeah.
Huh, it's weird. I appear to be dead. Well, at least we know exactly
Jump pads are useful if you have the leg brace parts that you can get later on, so you can basically survive massive falls.
where we're gonna land. So if I were to like put a jump pad back the other direction, I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Okay, there we go. I think I aimed it right so that, yep, landed right on it.
Okay, so this was before they put the blue bar on there that tells you how far it's going to go. So there was a lot of trial and error at the beginning with this.
Okay, then, I understand. Just gotta move this back a little bit. This should about do it. Let's try this. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Gonna land right on it. Oh yeah, it just launches you right back. Let's try one of these jelly pads now. I think that should be about
I don't even know if these look
that.
different. I don't know if I've ever
No
built
way
it.
I can screw this up. That works just great. This is very nice. Much better for getting around. So pretty much for the moment, we're gonna make this probably better. I took these 3 mining stations, set them up so it's still pulling ore, and it's gonna send them through these 3 smelters here, and then...
And that just bugs me. You should have split it, Josh, into like 9 smelters. Or at the very least, 6.
and it's gonna send them all into these containers with the ingots. So
okay, I've definitely done this before, and then I've usually put them all into like one on the bottom or top or something. Yeah, at the top, and then you wrap them down because the outflow goes into the inflow then, so you can wrap them around it. And it makes this big storage container. And then they added the awesome sink, which completely made this worthless.
at least I'm collecting ingots while we
But
go.
this is definitely
I'm also
before
sorry
that.
to say, but I don't think there's a way to launch stuff off of a jump pad.
No,
We're gonna
that'd be
finish
awesome.
the final tier 2 milestone.
If that was true, I would launch the industrial waste just off the side of the cliff forever.
Part assembly, and give me the launch codes. Okay, that's cool. Well, we unlocked all these tiers. Let's go back to working on the space elevator, which is going to require a bunch of stuff that we can easily get right now. So let's get right to it. In order to assist production, we're going to actually do something over here with these conveyor belts. We're going to set up some constructors right here so we can start making the stuff we need. So we put 3 constructors down just like so. And in a typical inefficient way, we're going to go ahead and make a weaving thingy of belts. The ingots pop out of...
I'll be honest, I have friends that literally have done stuff. So there's a good chance they've watched Let's Game It Out's videos and then come onto my server to ruin it. It's my fault for inviting them onto the server, but still.
The containers here. They go through the assemblers over here as fast as they can. We have 2 assemblers making iron plates and 1 making iron rods. They all go into one little junction thing over here, and they all get fed into this guy here, which is slowly but surely collecting everything. And of course, the next step to that is we need to get this
Why is this connecting
here, which is slowly...
Why is this collecting multiple of the 2 different items? Never, ever, ever do this. Okay, I take that back. You can do this on one occasion. If you have the programmable or smart splitter, you can do this because once it leaves, it will automatically move to where it needs to go. But he's merging them onto the same line, which is just going to be... It's great if you need storage all in one place, I guess. So, like, for instance, let's say you wanted a storage unit that had one of everything, right? You would basically merge all your gift stuff into a single line. Kind of, you basically have it split effectively. So you have like, you'd still use a programmable splitter for it though. I don't know. This just seems like a bad idea.
Slowly but surely collecting everything. And of course, the next step to that is we need to get this back over to home base over yonder. So we're gonna have to run some conveyor belts. Okay, so I finished building out this conveyor belt. I don't really know where to begin. It's kind of a disaster. I mean, it just goes for a while. When I look over at the mess,
you know what's funny? It didn't click that I'm like, oh yeah, he just needs to get to the base. Do you think he went through this entire mess again?
it just gets worse and worse and worse. None of this is necessary, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, my frame rate. So I kind of just weaved it in with...
Okay, so they did fix a lot of frame rate problems. The early builds of this game, even 2 when I started, had terrible frame rates. And I have a really powerful computer. And I've had this for quite a few years now. Man, this game suffered so bad from frame rate problems. But they have done a lot of redesigning. I wonder if they used Josh's game data, because I bet you his game crashed a lot and he sent the data off.
the other stuff, and it just, oh god, I don't even know where it starts and ends at this point. Like, it kind of comes and goes wherever it pleases, comes up here for a little while, all the way up here, and then back down. While I'm up here, I should point out,
Keep in mind, Josh is still in the pretty early stages of the game, so gathering, parts and materials, which he needs, by the way, concrete and iron rods and plates, I think, at this point, to make conveyor belts. And the amount of conveyor belts he's building, which is insane, requires a ton of stuff that is not being fully built. Like, he's getting the rods and plates, which are fine, but the concrete is still just kind of going into that storage shed.
now that my limestone production has gotten really advanced, I've had so much build up over time. I had to build several containers like so,
Did
and the
you
way it
figure out
works is the
constructors
conveyor
yet?
belt brings it into the first level, and to make sure it doesn't get filled up, it exits out, swirls back around, goes to the second level, and through a series of build
Was this before they added the not the towers, it's the conveyor belt like stack units? I'm pretty sure they had them the whole time, but maybe not.
upon itself like a coiled snake, it eventually finds its way up to the third one. Anyway, back to this guy. It eventually makes its way all the way over here, reaches back
Okay,
over
so
to
he
the
still hasn't
mainland, as
figured
we'll
out the
call it. And now we're
constructor
back in
is the thing that
familiar
makes
territory.
concrete.
We find that it eventually meets
That's
up
okay.
here with the little junction box thingy, and it shoves all of it into this nice container over here. And there it is, all of our extra materials. Now that that's handled at long last, let's make the space elevator. But where to put it? So if our main base is up there, let's just put it near this abomination. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, here we go. There it is, space elevator, all kinds of materials flying in to take care of it. And
So the first time I built this, I wasn't paying attention, and I built it on top of someone in the game. And it just killed them. It just crushed them.
and scene. There's our space elevator.
didn't realize
What's it
how
doing?
big
Is
it
it like a
was.
transformer? Looks like some legs doing something weird, kind of unsightly. Whoa, whoa. Oh, now those legs are holding a. Let's forget the legs thing I was talking about. Okay, well now I can't unsee.
Did they change that? I wasn't even thinking about that. I wonder if they changed the design of this. Now I'm gonna have to boot up the game and just build a. 'Cause I don't remember this happening. This may have happened up in 3. I don't know.
See that? Are you done doing your business? Okay, so we need to configure the space elevator. Project assembly
Wow.
platform. Delivery will unlock tiers 3 and 4. This is it?
Okay, that was obviously changed because you don't need just 75 reinforced iron plate to get to tier 3 and 4 now. You need a lot of different things. No. You could get there with rotors and reinforced iron plate in like half an hour.
I can totally do that. Hold on. I'm not even gonna automate this. I'm just gonna build them right now. Eventually, though, I will automate this. Already done. Let's go load this thing up. Okay, so load. Now let's seal it. There they go. Okay, bye. Is it time to send? Let's do it. There goes the parcel up the space elevator, I
Oh, a little
assume.
glitchy.
Oh, space elevator is having a little conundrum over there. Is it doing what it needs to do? Is that the package going away? Okay, I'm gonna assume that did it. Let's go back and check out what the new tiers look like. That unlocked tiers 3 and 4. Let's see what kind of fun stuff we have here. Oh, wow, look at this. This is where
Okay,
stuff gets
that's the
good.
coal
We have a
generator
tractor which
without
can
the
move on
water
its
flow.
own. Truck station for
Best-
the tractor.
best
Coal
time
power.
ever.
Oh, no,
I
there's
loved
a
it
better
before they
conveyor
added
belt.
water.
Oh, looks like we got a project ahead of us,
So
right?
annoying
to
with water.
retrofit all of our old conveyor belts with new ones. Oh, and would you look
Like,
at
it's not
that?
difficult
There's a
to add
Mark
water,
III
but it was
conveyor belt.
really
Why would I
annoying to
even bother
retrofit
with the
everything
Mark
in
II
the
one if I know there's
first
a Mark
update.
III I can go to? So it looks like we got lots of goals here, lots to accomplish. I feel pretty okay with the crime against humanity we did over there with that conveyor belt system.
I'm surprised your frame rate's even working well enough as it is in update 1. I think this is update 1 or 2. Jeez, because it was really bad.
But I know that next time we're gonna have to kick it up a notch, so I gotta brainstorm what we can do next. If you have any suggestions for what we can do to make this even sillier, go ahead and place those in the comments. So that's gonna do it for this episode of Let's Game It Out. As always, I am Josh, and I will see you next time.
I mean, overall, that was great. I love the fact that the Spaghetti Factory would. So a lot of people do a lot of Spaghetti Factory type stuff, and it goes, It's just primarily because stuff is out of sync, out of space. So you kind of just move stuff off to the side. So your conveyor belts are longer than they should be, but they're not like impossible. Now, in my case, I love to build buildings and then fit everything inside those buildings. So that's different. I align everything up, etc. I'm kind of like I'm Kibitz in a lot of ways, but yeah, I'm not very good at the game. There's the difference. But with Josh, yeah, the insanity of the conveyor belt system that lasts 12 minutes for a single set of items that, by the way, merges together with two items, which makes it even worse in my mind. And I will forgive you for not understanding that the smelter isn't required for the concrete. That's fair. A lot of people don't understand that, at least right at the beginning, because they kind of merge everything together. And they don't really tell you. And while it makes sense, concrete is just a construction thing, but it is what it is. And it's cool because it looks like he's kind of just playing the game as is. He's not just like adding tons of stuff to it and then coming back to it right off the bat. So anyway, that's a Let's Game It Out video. Go subscribe to them. Go watch it there. Have a good day, everyone.